Hello, everyone. My name is Mary Anderson. I'm the Director of Career Services at the College of St. Scholastica. Here today to give you a presentation on writing effective bulleted statements in your resume. If you haven't yet watched the first presentation, you may want to do that about resume content and format. As we will not cover that in this presentation, this will be a short presentation focused just on writing those effective bulleted statements. As a reminder, in career services, we have a staff of 3. Andrea Chartier is on the far left. She's our career counselor. Carrie Taylor Kemp is in the middle, employer relations, and I am on the right in this picture. Below you'll see our amazing student staff who, if you submit resumes or request help with developing resumes, you probably will interact with them. Annie, Julia, Elena, and Emily. As you work on your documents, remember you can submit them to resumes@css.edu. We will give you feedback and send them back. We will also offer appointments via Zoom that way. You can reach out to careers@css.edu if you have other questions, want to set up appointments, or need other resources. So today, effective bulleted statements for writing resumes. As you start preparing your descriptions for your leadership experiences or your employment or relevant experiences, we want you to use bulleted statements instead of paragraphs. They are much easier to scan through and you can highlight your skills really effectively using bullets. As you develop those, the important part is to move away from tasks and instead focus on what you did and accomplished in those positions. So instead of it reading like a job description where it's just what you did, tell us how you did it, what skills you used, what you did really well. So quantify when possible. Think about where you received positive feedback from others and how can you showcase that in a bulleted description. Focus on areas maybe where you made an improvement. Think about the skills you used and the skills that you developed. And those are the types of things you'd want to include in those bulleted descriptions. Each one of your bullets, you want to start with an action verb. And sometimes as you're brainstorming what you want to include in your bullets, it's helpful just to look at a full list of action verbs. Go through, highlight things that you think you've used or developed or showcased in different positions, and then how would you craft a bulleted description around that action verb. You can skip things like my duties included or I was responsible for. Instead, you jump right into the action verb. Also be thoughtful to eliminate generic terms and words, including things like stuff, many, a lot, awesome, love, got, good. And instead, you will start directly with the action verb and be more concrete in those bulleted descriptions. So for example, a person might use a bulleted description like, listen to clients' concerns about product line, answer telephone and direct calls to staff members. It's good. These are short, they start with an action verb. But if you can include numbers, at least in some of your bulleted descriptions, it adds more depth. The reader can start to get a sense of what you actually accomplished in those positions. So listen to up to 30 clients' concerns daily about product line, answer 6-line phone system and direct calls to 20 staff members. Or can you add a little bit more depth? It wasn't that you just listened to the product line questions, but you offered solutions. It's not that you just directed calls, but you're really accurate, detailed. You appropriately directed those calls to 20 staff members. Each one adds a little bit more depth without the bulleted description getting too long. Let's look at another example. You could say in a position, I met with lots of different types of people. Instead, what if you said, I served over 50 clients from diverse backgrounds, ages, and educational levels. Starting to get even better. What if instead you said, I built rapport and tailored approach to effectively serve 50 clients from diverse backgrounds, ages, and educational levels? Great. To make this one even better, you would skip the I and start with built rapport and tailored approach to serve 50 clients from diverse backgrounds, ages, and educational levels. Can you see each level? They get a little bit longer, but it just gives the reader a much better sense of what you did in that position. I would consistently use periods at the end of your bulleted statements or don't use periods at the end of your bulleted statements. Doesn't matter, just be consistent all the way through the document. All the way through, this is the key. You have to keep a focus on the position as it's related to whatever you're currently applying for. So it doesn't take away from the other experiences you had in those jobs, but for the reader, they want to know what part of those jobs are most related to our position. And as you do that, skills, not tasks, show and tell. So tell what you did, but use descriptive language to show what you accomplished, what you did well, where you made improvements. Keep it relevant. Here's the hardest part. You need to keep it concise. So generally bullets are no longer than 2 lines, but it has to be descriptive. So be really thoughtful of the word choices as you go through. And remember, again, you don't have to do this on your own. We are here to look at drafts, give you feedback, and help you develop those statements. We look forward to hearing from you. Happy writing as you continue working on your resume.